Hey, Rajee here. So, I wonder what happens to us after we die. We're probably really not supposed to know for sure, for sure. Well, I mean, because if it's a really, really, really good place, the minute life got hard here, we'd be like, fuck this. I'm going to the other side. Yeah, I think probably that's the whole divine synchronicity of it all that we're really not supposed to know for sure, for sure, for sure, because it gives us the will to live life. But I think of it from time to time, and I mean, not that I'm ready to go. I think I still have a little more life in me. I think I can live a little more, but I don't know, it just crosses my mind from time to time. And you can't really help but to think about it because you turn on the news and you hear about people dying, and unfortunately we lose family and friends, along the way. And so the reality is that for all of us, one day will be our last day. We'll wake up and it will be the last day that we're here. And I'd like to think that wherever it is, it's going to be a divine, wonderful place. I actually feel like I visited heaven some years back. Well, some people will probably call it a real vivid dream, but I dream all the time, and this was something different. Actually, I had gotten beaten up by some guys, and I've talked about this before, who targeted me for being trans. And that whole week had been like a really turbulent week for me. People saying really nasty things. And I got to a place where I didn't think I could go anymore. I really didn't think I had any more life in me and that I really belonged here on the planet. And I remember I was laying in my bed crying and begging God to tell me, why am I this way? Like, God, like, why do I have to be transgender? Like, why? Why? Like, because, it's something that I've always felt like I can't help. It's just what I am. I feel like I was born this way, and it's just my hard wiring. It's just the way I am. And I was there pleading with God and crying my heart out. I was crying my heart out. And all of a sudden, a peacefulness came over me. And I started to, like, not really fall asleep, but I was kind of in between wake and sleep. And I heard a voice. And the voice was so soft, but so clear at the same time. Soft, but clear. And it said, balance, my child. And from that one statement, those few words, it all kind of made sense to me. And I thought, well, yeah, balance. Everything in our universe is balanced. The universe is the balancing act. Nature has a way of doing that. And why, wouldn't we as human beings play in that whole balancing act? Uh, hence all types of people, uh, sexuality and gender and just different variations of all of it. Uh, but then all of a sudden, I started to feel myself lift from my body. And it was like it was me lifting from this shell of what I am. And I found myself in the galaxies. I was floating above planet Earth and I could see the stars, and oh, it was just so beautiful. And I looked at planet Earth and I didn't really have any attachment to it. Like, no, there wasn't any longing for it or attachment. I was just kind of whole and complete in that moment. And all of a sudden, a beautiful bright light appeared in front of me. It was so beautiful. And it started to shower me in a rainbow. Oh my God, like such a bright, vivid rainbow. Reds, purples, yellow, green, orange. And I'm in the middle of this rainbow just being showered in it. And in that moment, it just felt so good. And I looked back at planet Earth, and I, as far as I was concerned, I was done. I was ready to go wherever this light wanted to take me. And I reached out. I reached out both arms. If, in my mind, I guess there were arms. I was in spirit, but I reached out. In other words, I gave oh, who's calling me? Oh, can't interrupt this one, honey. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I reached out with, the willingness to go into the light. And just then, I felt a gentle tap in the middle of my forehead, like right here, basically. They call it the third eye, actually. And I started to fall, but slowly, not fast, just kind of like drift back down. And I drifted back into my body. So, in other words, God poked me in the eye. He said, "No, honey, you're not done. Get back there." Boom! No, but it was such a beautiful experience. Now, call it what you want. Call it a dream, a vivid dream. Call it an out of body experience. Call it a trip to heaven, a visit to heaven. Whatever you want to call it, it was so needed for me in that moment. Because I really felt like I couldn't go on. And it gave me the thing that I needed to keep living life. Well, who knows where we will go after this experience here on the planet. I can only hope that it's beautiful. And I do know this to the core of me, that we do go somewhere. I mean, when you think about the fact that we're here on this planet Earth, I'm doing a video right now, and the Earth is spinning almost, 8 billion people? Maybe a little over, actually, on the planet. Everyone living their lives and doing their things. People calling me. No, but, all sorts of things going on. We're all here living our life on this planet Earth. And when you look at the infinite universe that we are a part of, and they're saying that there's so many universes beyond our universe that it's not even able to tell how many and see an end to it. So all of this is going on our little planet here. In the scope of things, it's probably like uh, a speck of sand, on the beach, to the scope of the size of our universe, or all the universes, infinity, basically. Um, you have to know, God, this must be for something. This must be for, a divine reason and a larger picture, like something beyond this. And I know when I went to my dad's funeral and I saw my dad laying there in the coffin, it wasn't my dad. It was his shell. The thing that gave my dad life and that made my dad who he was had gone away. It went somewhere. They say energy never dies, it just changes form. But wouldn't it be nice if we all could get to choose the way we wanted our individual heavens to look like. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I wonder what mine would look like. Well, I know it definitely have some delicious food there for sure. And, I'm a cougar, so a few hot guys. No, let me stop. But, oh, but no, that would be pretty cool to be able to, in, create the heaven that we wanted. Love, peace, and blessings, guys. It was on my mind today.